about to scoop hash. That's my little boo thing. Pretty brown skin nigga, and she not loopy. She my person, no. That's a from Philly.
See ya.
Like a $12.
What is up, you guys, and welcome back. If you are new to this channel, my name is Ashley, and before we get into this video, make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe, and we're about to get this thing going. Okay, I want to say I apologize for being absent for the time being. You know, I had to get my whole mental right. I had to plan some good content for you guys, and I hope I did not upset anybody for being gone too long, because I usually post every week, and it's been a minute since I posted, and now your girl is back, and I'm here to talk about a diabetic experience where I had a really low blood sugar, which is called a hypoglycemia, and how it paralyzed me from the waist down. So yeah, I'm going to get into this video right quick to let you guys in on some info and what I did to, you know, get myself out of that state of that stage of that process or whatever. So when I was younger, and I had like a few of these when I was younger, I had about, I'll say 5 episodes, 6 episodes when I was younger, like in my teens. And when I first moved, a year later after I moved into this apartment building, I had like a few really bad hypoglycemias where my blood sugar goes really low to the point you can't move, you can barely talk. And with this experience, this is probably my first experience ever. So what happened was, in the middle of me sleeping, I woke up, like instantly just woke up out of nowhere. Like it was one of those things that I think God or one of my guardian angels was telling me to get up, because if you don't get up, then you either might be dead or you might be stuck in the stage until somebody come and find you like this. So I woke up, so I tried to speak, but I couldn't speak. So it was more like one of these things, like one of those kind of like sounds, like where I couldn't speak, like I didn't know any English at the time because my speech was kind of messed up because of the really low blood sugar. And then on top of that, I had noodle-like arms, which was really bad. And then I was really paralyzed from the waist down. I was paralyzed. Like I couldn't move my legs, nothing. Like I couldn't move, but I felt like my body temperature really dropping from the waist down. It was like kind of cold. So I'm just like, okay, this is really scary. I don't know what to do. So I'm trying to call my mom, and like you guys heard, is Mom, Mom, help me. Like it was like that. So it's not funny, but I always laugh at my own pain because I tried to stop myself from crying and stuff. So yeah, and I'm doing that, trying to call my mom, but she can't hear me. And mind you, I had a clock in my room at the time, so it was like literally like 5:30 a.m. in the morning. Sun was barely rising, but it was still kind of like, you know, a little dark outside. And I'm doing that. So in the midst of me trying to move, this is my arms, like really loose, and can barely move them. So I remember my aunt, she came over and said, hey, I got these granola bars. I know you like eating healthy stuff and granola bars and stuff. So I thought, oh yeah, I'll try them or whatever. And I went to bed with them like laying next to me because I was up till like 12 a.m. that night. I don't know why. And it was either during the summer or it was like during the school break that I stayed up. That's when vamping was a thing, I guess. And I stayed up really late that night till like 12 a.m. and I ended up going to bed. And in the midst of me having noodle arms or whatever, so this is me. Like doing that. So I had to like try to get a little self-control, which was kind of hard to do with the really low blood sugar, trying to tell my brain to help me get a little control from my noodle arms to eat this granola bar. So in the midst, I end up getting a little bit of control, but not too much, to the point where I opened it and this is how it went. Like this in my mouth, and I'm eating it, but I'm laying on my back because I can't even get up. I can't move sideways. I can't do that. I can't do anything because I'm so numb that I can barely move, and I'm paralyzed at the bottom to the point I can't even move the bottom. So I started eating the granola bar little pieces by piece because I was laying on my back and I didn't want to choke trying to eat the granola bar. So I ate the first one, had to wait 15 minutes, and then I started to get a little, like a teeny bit of, little control over my noodle-like upper body. So I'm just like, okay, let me try to eat another one because my legs were still kind of numb and paralyzed at the bottom. So what I did was I ate another one, and that actually helped give me a little more movement and control of my body. And mind you, it was, well, I can't say mind you because you don't know what kind of granola bar. It was a peanut butter kind of granola bar. So peanut butter is really good with boosting up your blood sugar because of the, natural sugars and the protein and the carbs that's in it. So it has all these good things in it that you can eat to boost your blood sugar up without having to do too much, right? So that helped boost my blood sugar up a little more, to the point where I got a little more movement. I was able to move my legs and stuff. But in the midst of that, I end up getting up, sit up and everything, so that way I can check my blood sugar. And in the midst of checking it, my blood sugar was at a 56, so it was still kind of low, and I was still kind of like I was wobbling a little bit because it was like kind of, well, I wouldn't say wobbling, but my symptoms were like weak. So I felt weak, so I tried to hurry up to go in the kitchen and get something to drink. So this is when my mom was just buying a lot of stupid stuff. So she had pop and juice and stuff. So I think that what I did was grab pop because it has more sugar than most juices. So I grabbed pop, poured some in a cup, and I drunk that, like guzzled that like it was nothing, like, and went back in my room and sat there for another 15 minutes so that way it can fully come up before I even went back to sleep. Because if I go back to sleep, then it might just drop again, and I didn't want that to happen. So I waited again for another 15 minutes, and then it came up and went up to 150, which is a good number. And I just thought, okay, at that time it wasn't no point of going back to sleep because it was already morning time and I was up. So I just sat there and I'm just like, what did I do to make my blood sugar go low? I gave myself a little too much insulin at night to cover my blood sugar ratio for the bedtime, and I didn't fully cover the rest of the insulin. So that is the reason why my blood sugar dropped so tremendously and so low throughout the night. So that means it was slowly dropping as I was sleeping. And I instantly woke up from like my guardian angel and God telling me to like get up or something bad is gonna happen to you. And yeah, that is my first diabetic experience that I had, which scared the living crap out of me because I thought I was gonna die. Like me being, and I'm sitting there trying to pray and everything, like, oh, please let me die. I don't want to die. I'm too young to die, stuff like that. And I'm just like, okay, don't panic too much. We got to get through this because if you panic, then anything can happen at this moment. I couldn't call my mom. Nobody could hear me. Like, that was the scariest part, that nobody was able to come and help me at the time because they couldn't hear me. So, yeah, that is my first diabetic experience that I ever had. I do have a few other stories, but I'm going to tell you guys those other stories in different videos. I have one where I cursed my grandfather out. RIP to that man's soul. He passed away last year. I really cursed my grandfather out, like, and my best friend was there for that one, where my best friend had to carry me in the house because my body, I couldn't move or anything like that. One where I got my body got like really paralyzed and numb to the point I really couldn't move at all. It was another story with my fiance. I think it's two with him that he experienced that scared the living crap out of him because he was new to, and he was still learning too about my diabetes and everything. So it kind of scared the crap out of him and made him panic. And yeah, those will come soon. I will be doing more diabetic questionnaires and stories and stuff like that for you guys, so you guys can get to know me a little more versus other things. But as a type 1 diabetic, I do eat what I want, and I do the right carb ratios now because I have my new gadget called the Tandem right here. My blood sugar's at 70, it's going back up. This is where I get insulin, my insulin pump, and I also have my Dexcom still, as you guys can see that also have my insulin pump. I have my insulin pump and my Dexcom. My Dexcom, I just don't have the monitoring system no more because this actually monitors my blood sugar 24/7, every second, every minute, every hour of the day, and it reads everything like blood sugars. And I get my insulin from here, this little part right here. It's like a little tubey part right here that has the actual insulin inside that I have to change out every 3 days, and I have to change out my Dexcom every 7. So yeah, I hope you guys are ready for these stories because it's gonna get crazy. You guys are gonna be looking like, what the F were you thinking when you did certain things? Like, I don't know. I was young back then and kind of dumb, so I'm not gonna say dumb because I'm not dumb. I'm very intelligent and smart, but I just don't know what I was thinking back in the day. So yeah, so tune in for more of these stories, and that is it, and that is all for this video. Make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe, and we are out. See ya.